It's pretty great. Um, Sometimes we do storytelling events and things like that. We have a lot of fun doing storytelling. How many of y'all have been to one of our storytelling things? No?
Who's seen us before at all? Oh, thanks.
Well,
Thanks for coming.
Storytelling events are really fun because we get to talk a little bit about why we do what we do and why we are the way we are. Well, for me, I learned the spoons because I was traveling. I was hopping trains around the country. I was homeless by choice for almost 10 years. And I went across the country a few times the long way and a few times the short way. I was in Mexico long enough to say I've been there, but not long enough to say I've seen it. Same with Canada. And I don't think I was supposed to be in Mexico. So I ended up there by accident. But that's a story for a different time. But for me, like when I first started traveling, what I pretty much did was I had a bunch of really bad things happen to me all at once when I was living in Wichita, Kansas. And I ended up actually mailing myself to Denver. I had a friend that rode with the U.S. mail and I transferred with his load and everything. And when I got to Denver, I was pretty amazed about how naive I was. You know, because I had come from a pretty sheltered life for the most part. I didn't really understand what all I was getting into. And I learned really, really quickly, though, that and folks are really, really quick to help you out, which is really great. You just have to be there to speak and talk and to put your foot forward. And sometimes you have to bully yourself around a little bit, which is all right. I learned a lot of things. I learned that, you know, you shouldn't look at street signs too long because then folks know that you don't know where you're at. I learned to wear baggy clothes because then folks wouldn't know if I was a man or a woman from a distance. I learned that it's harder for a woman to pee off of a freight train than it is for a man. Because the man is just gonna like let it go off the side, and as long as like the wheel's not catching it, throwing it back at you, you're good. You know, but a woman's not thoughtful enough to bring like a cup or something. So she's gonna find something to hold on to that's real sturdy, and usually it's fine because you're in the middle of nowhere. You know, but you gotta get your stuff out there where the wind's going, and except for your case, you're not in the middle of nowhere. There's that one farmer that's sitting there counting the cars as you're going by. He's 1, 2, 3. And I learned a few things too about, you know, marking your space. You know, I learned spoons because I wanted to play along with my friends. I was standing in labor pools and doing all this stuff and waiting around for jobs that wouldn't happen, going from place to place. And somebody in Savannah, Georgia stole some spoons from some outdoor seating in a restaurant and taught me how to hold them and how to run them down my fingers. And I just kind of kept messing with it from there. And I scoured the internet and stuff looking for videos of other people doing it. And there wasn't really a lot of information out there, so I just kept fiddling with it. And I'd be marching down the highway doing, you know, cadences and stuff while I was hitchhiking. It's pretty great. You know, I ended up seeing a lot of the same people from place to place, which was also awesome because you would like bunny hop cities from other travelers. So you keep running into the same people every other state, which is pretty great. And everyone's got a weird nickname. Patches, Pockets, Pickles. I knew a kid named Bucket. I knew another one named Lawn Chair. And if you asked him why his name was Lawn Chair, he'd just look at you real serious and say, "You don't want to know." I still don't know. No, but I got into storytelling because of all the stories that I had heard while I was on the road. Folks who were kind of going by each other and doing this. You learn that you only have a moment with each other, and so you end up with a lot of people just, telling you a lot about themselves really, really quickly because they know they only have a short amount of time, and they're trying to grasp those relationships as quickly as they can before you have to part ways. And so you hear a lot of times, folks' stories, where they came from, why they're doing what they're doing, and everybody is so different. And the homeless community especially, everybody who's on the street is so different. I met folks in tent cities that were putting themselves through college, and met other folks who just didn't care anymore. It's such a huge difference. But one thing I did learn was that we pass by the same people every day, and especially if you live in a busy city. Every single day. And so sometimes we have to kind of remind ourselves to stop and say, "Hi, my name is," to the folks that we're passing by every day. It's a huge way to reach out and help somebody, more so than $1 even.
Hi, my name's Annette.
Hi. No, it's important though, and so I wanted to instill that in you. And hopefully encourage y'all to go and tell your stories too. I'd like to hear them, and I'm sure your neighbors would too.